What's going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from Server 1 representing IIC. Guys, welcome to the Kushina Showcase. A lot of you have been asking, Payne, I got her, did not KCM. Is she any good? And that is what we're going to answer today, guys. But first and foremost, as you guys all know, this is the mother of Naruto, so it is a pretty big release. There are a lot of simps out there who really wanted her. I've seen some obscene things this banner. Man, I saw somebody go 7 stars across the board for chest, feet, and you know, every other thing except for weapon, using all of their orbs just to get this frame. So I'm like sitting here scratching my head being like, yo, frame's that important to you guys? But hey, you know what, do you? But today's we're going to talk about whether she's actually viable and a good character, and we'll talk about her skills and everything she has to offer. So as you can see on my screen, I got the whole family on lock. And we're going to jump into the second part of this banner. If you did not get KCM, I apologize. He's absolutely the better of the two characters. But let's see what Kushina can do for you, if anything. And I'll let you guys know if she's worthwhile or not. And we're actually going to do a live arena match tonight and see how she actually performs. Now, I will tell you this. She is only 4 stars. I have been working on her a little bit. I wasn't planning to originally, to be honest with you. But I figured I owe you guys a showcase. So we'll go ahead and jump into it and talk a little bit about her. So first off, artwork, extremely innocent. Extremely colorful, vibrant. You know, she passed really early on, giving birth to Naruto, fighting the Nine Tails, obviously, and sealing it. You know, very powerful clan, the Uzumaki clan, and it sucks because I feel like at the moment the artwork both for her and Karin have been kind of lackluster, in my opinion. A lot of people still like this artwork, and it's okay at best, in my opinion, but not a huge fan of it, to be quite honest with you. It is very innocent looking, though, but I think they could have done better and give her a little more. Anyways, the stats. Let's talk a little bit about her stats. So damage increase rate is actually fairly low. A lot of this is coming from my Gamma, obviously, and the crit rate is actually decent. So you're getting an okay damage dealing character. Guard rate is really high for her, though. Obviously the Gamma does affect this as well too. The guard suppression rate is not bad. Her guard damage reduction is actually pretty good, and then her damage increase rate and damage reduction rate will go up as you go to 5 and 6 stars if you plan to do that. So overall, guys, very basic stats, not the greatest stats, also not the worst. So she is a very middle class character for stats purposes. Okay, so I want to cover that right away. Let's talk a little bit about link bonuses and see what she has to offer for link bonuses. So for attack, fairly simple, guys. SR Naruto, you get him right in the beginning. Boruto, you get him right in the beginning. So the both son and grandson have to be available there. KCM, you must have Jiraiya. You must have. Now Jiraiya you can buy from the Shinobi Exchange Shop. KCM you have to pull. So if you're missing this, you're gonna miss out on defense, unfortunately. And if you are going for a rainbow frame, this is gonna be tough to get without these connections. So hopefully you guys have both of these on lock. And then lastly, you need to get Minato and Hiruzen. So Minato, you know, we can get now from the shop as well too. They gave you 2,000 Shinobi Exchange coins. Chances are you probably took her as 1,000 and took him as 1,000. So you might be missing out on Jiraiya. So hopefully you saved enough. And this is what I keep saying. Always save. If you don't need the Shinobi, don't waste the coins. So there you have it. That is the link bonuses. Tribe specials. She's got quite a few, actually. She's got 3 of them. She got one with Naruto, which is essentially a boosting all damage increase rate for the rest of the battle, boost all allies crit rate, and boost all allies guard rate. So really good tribe, actually, especially with the numbers. They look really nice. So not a bad tribe to be using in places like ATB if you lack a 3-man tribe and you need the boost of damage and stuff, and also places like Abyss, right? So that actually would work out really well. Now the one with Minato, on the other hand, is actually the opposite. It is more of a defensive, more of a defensive nuke to, and also a nuke to D unit. So if you're missing bonded by wrestling, you don't have like Jiraiya or a good Jiraiya at least, and you have a good Minato and you plan to use her, this is a really good damage dealing tribe against D units, especially in Abyss, where Abyss does require you to be a little more tanky. This will help you accomplish that, plus give you a nuke at the same time. And then lastly, this is very much a Abyss 3-man tribe. It increases damage increase rate for the rest of the battle. Lowers all enemies damage increase rate for the rest of the battle. Gives chakra, boosts all allies damage reduction rate, and boosts all allies critical suppression rate. So there's actually no offensive buffs to this, which kind of makes it very sad. But you do lower the damage increase rate, making you this is very much a survival tribe. So again, very good for Abyss. Outside of that, you're not gonna have very much use. So just a heads up on that in terms of what she offers from the tribe perspective. So her 2-man is her best offensive tribe with Naruto. Her 3-man is her best defensive tribe. Okay, Minato just kind of sits in the middle of this whole scenario. Let's talk a little bit about her skills. The red hot habanero. You know Minato be slick. You know he's fast on his feet, but did you know this man is fast with his skill and his wit? That's probably what he called her as his nickname. I'm coming up with a story here saying they were probably having ramen one day, and she said, "Damn, this ramen is so hot." And it was probably like, "Not as hot as you, my red hot habanero." And that's how it all happened. That night, Naruto was conceived. I'm sticking with it. I don't care what Bandai says. That's now officially canon in my eyes. So, what does this move do? Lowers all enemies' damage increase rate by 13.96%. Lowers all enemies' damage reduction rate for the same amount. And lowers all enemies' crit rate. Now, honestly, I will tell you this. For how much percentage you get and the amount of turns this gives, it's actually really good because it affects all of the enemies. So this is a very good survival jutsu. So if you're looking to do Abyss, for example, and this is clearly just for Abyss. She's actually almost built just for Abyss. She's got a really good jutsu to help you out. So in that regard, really good jutsu for defensive purposes. Alright, now if you go to the second skill, she actually boosts all allies' critical suppression rate, again, offering you defense against crit attacks, right? So you're already lowering by 33%, now you're adding critical suppression rate, which makes the target makes it harder for the target to crit you. So in that regard, she's extremely defense oriented, right, for buffs especially. Now the red hair of destiny works really weird. I'm not a fan of this, and I'll explain to you guys why. So she boosts the damage increase rate for all ally shinobis for the rest of the battle, right? That's a given. That's like, right, as long as she's in there, that's really good. Now this can actually be used very well in places like ATB. Because if you're fighting a T unit and most of your shinobis are A units, she's going to be a really good booster to that damage. Also, she'll be a really good boost to defensive units in Abyss, especially because she increases the damage reduction rate by 14.94% for just being there. This doesn't stack, guys, like in terms of herself. It's just a buff she offers, period. And now if you get her LB2, she does give T Shinobis critical rate up and guard rate up for the rest of the battle as well. So she covers every single unit. The problem is, it's not all allies. It's literally a specific type of unit, and they all get separate buffs. Now that which kind of makes her mediocre in my opinion. So you almost have to build a proper team around her to utilize her to her full extent, and I'm going to show you that real quick. Okay, so as you can see here, my skill here for HP is not fully maxed. We're going to go ahead and do this right now just to get her a little higher. Like I said, I wasn't planning to do the showcase. People have been pushing me for her and Oniki, so I chose this one. Gear all across the board is 75. Scrolls and talismans, I almost have nothing into scrolls because I don't plan to use her, and I don't have anything into talismans. Listen, I'm not using her because she's not a good character. She's really okay. She's okay at best. But if you're new and you need a good debuffer and somebody who can buff some of your units, she's really good for new players. Veterans, I don't know how you plan to use her. I don't personally, but hey, it is what it is. You know, if you really like her, I'm sure you'll find a place for her. Vitality all across the board. Now let's actually go into an arena match. I'm going to toss her in there, guys, and we're going to try one out. So before I do that, I'll be right back. I got to turn on all of my effects, so give me a second. Alright guys, we're back here again. So Ninja Arena. I have not done all my matches today specifically because I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to do a fight today that is going to involve using her. So I'm going to go ahead and reset real quick and get the luck as usual because I want to get the highest points. We're going to go here. And I'm going to replace, now here's the catch, I got to replace somebody, right? So who do I want to replace to add her in? Now as you can see here, majority of my units are A units, so her damage increase rate is going to be very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and replace Itachi, believe it or not, just for the sake of doing this one experiment, and toss her in there and see how it goes in the Force team, alright? So go ahead and do that, and now we've dropped our power level quite drastically. We're almost high. Luck's a little higher now, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and give this a try, and hopefully this match we can actually win and show you guys the her effects and all of her buffs. Okay, so right away you're gonna expect to see damage increase rate, or yeah, there you go, DIR up right there. That's from her for the A units. You see Sai did not get it because he's a T unit, so instantly that affects Sasuke and affects CM2, so both Sasuke's. So there you go, you guys have my CM2 doing times his instant jutsu, so very powerful early on. Here we go, now you're gonna get to see her in action. Hopefully she'll do, yeah, she has enough to do with jutsu, which is fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that right away, and I haven't even seen this animation, to be honest, in action yet, so this is my first time seeing this, but you guys get to see what it kind of does. There you go, look at that, that is that's crazy. Alright, and there you go. You saw all the debuffs there. So she did damage increase rate down, I believe she did damage reduction rate down, and she did critical rate down. So right away, though this is all enemies, by the way, right? So now every single enemy is going to hit for a lot less for 3 turns. And 3 turns, it's a full cycle of rotation. So she will not stop doing that at this point unless she dies. And these enemies at this point have almost, almost no crit left in them. So 33% down is a lot. And not to mention, they've also got, they hit less now for less, and they take more damage. So like I said, her Jitsu is actually really, really good. And if you're building a full A team like mine, you're going to be taking really good, look at 2.2 million. So that is also because of her damage increase rate buff that she offers, right? So there's another really good move there. So that was to another A unit, so 1.2 million. It's really high. And now you're going to see, again, you see right here on the debuffs on the opponents. So everyone's debuffed for 3 turns. So by the next turn rolls up, she's going to do it again, and they're going to continue getting those debuffs on them. And it does stack if she continues it in 3 turns, because it's her turn, the next turn, the following turn, and then her turn again, and the debuffs are still applied. So she will continue stacking those debuffs as it happens, unless again she dies, right? Then it no longer will stack because she can't do it any longer. So here we go. There we go, 1.3 mil. And again, guys, keep in mind, this is a lot to do with the fact that she just lowered everyone's damage reduction rate pretty drastically. So here, and that's what I meant. Look, the debuffs are still applied, and she's about to do it again. So it applies one more time, and it stacks. So now you've done the return, and you're stacked for another turn, and now you've applied 3 more turns of the initial buff. So it's really, really good. It's an awesome jutsu. So don't underestimate her completely. Like she's got a really, really powerful jutsu. Outside of that, though, if you do have A units, look at that innocence. It looked like she was just baking cookies. Instead, she just baked you a whole ass whooping. That's what she did. So honestly, I'm gonna say this about her. I personally will never use her. I've got too many other options. I do recommend, though, new players definitely try using her. I think that she will do a lot for you on your team, and I think that she's going to bring a lot of value to PvE for you, especially if you don't want to use her for PvP, especially for places like the Abyss, right? It's going to be super important to have characters like that. Plus, in ATB, if you're using a high A team, her buff to DIR is pretty massive. So I know that Connected Feelings is the big one, and then you run supports, and we'll talk about ATB in a different video because I'll be making that very shortly. But if you're brand new, you don't have those units, and you want to run a full A team against, like for let's say like Datara or somebody, Datara, OG Datara in ATB, and you don't have Connected Feelings or a really good tribe, she will actually help those A units do a lot more damage and will increase your damage overall. So again, she's built for Abyss. She has places she has, like, her spots are in other places as well that she can be used, but I don't recommend her for OG players. She's just more of a, I kind of hate the fact that they did this to her, because I was hoping a lot more from her. Really hoping for a seal. Like, the idea for me was like she'd join and she'd do her BDSM. I said this in my live feed. She'd do her like moves with her chains, and she would stop you from gaining chakra. That'd be such a good counter to Sai. Like, imagine a character that can do chakra seal completely for 3 turns, for example, so you can't even get your chakra, so you're using only your regular attacks or your skill 2s. It doesn't have to be on all enemies, just active enemies would have been fine, but that would have been a unique thing to add to the game. But again, they missed out on that. But anyways, guys, I hope the showcase helped out. Again, decent character overall for veterans, good character for new players, really good for Abyss, decent everywhere else, but not really going to be an OP character. KCM is the clear winner on this one, obviously. Alright guys, this is Payne. I hope you enjoyed the video. Go ahead and take a look at my game of the week. I don't know if you guys ever played Hades or not, but check it out. It might interest you. Again, I was saying, if more people watch it and give me some likes and comments on there that they want to see more of it, I'll be doing the live stream. And again, we'll do another game every week, and we'll continue rotating till we find one that you guys want me to cover going forward. Have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll talk soon.